Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is Friday, August 4th, 2017. My name is Thomas Hunt, and here's what's happening today in Bitcoin. First, a check of the SegWit scaling. SegWit lock-in is still scheduled for August 8th, Tuesday, with only 681 blocks needed for a lock-in. Meanwhile, the price of Bitcoin was up around 2.35%, with a last of 28.65, a high of 28.74, and a low of 27.44. The price of Bcash was down slightly with an average of 260, with a high of 328 on Sexio and a low of 253 on Yobit. Our top stories: Bcash is signaling for Bcash. This is a surprise. You don't expect to find this in the blocks every day. We've also got Bcash signaling for segregated witness. Perhaps they need bigger blocks with more transactions or Lightning Network on Bcash. Unsure. Meanwhile, Bcash prices fall by 57%, with some investors learning from Coinbase and GDAX that they're going to wait until 2018 to receive their tokens. Once again, Coinbase is way behind on this one. Bcash slumps 62%, but Coinbase vows to support it. They always seem to be behind on this one. They want all the fees that Paul and X or maybe Hit BTC, Kraken got this time, but Coinbase isn't going to get them until 2018. And finally, from Business Insider, Bcash may be a house of cards that comes crashing down. And we've still got another claim from BTC-E, who claims that they have control of their databases and Bitcoin wallets and that they'll be refunding customer funds. This will be very hard to do, as allegedly the operator of BTC-E, Alexander Vinnick, has been arrested and is in police custody. We're also joined by Jimmy Song with a quick check of the Bitcoin scaling. How's it going, Jimmy?
It's going great. Obviously, we had some blocks that are coming in. I want to point out that the Bitcoin Cash block was mined about 2 hours after, and my theory behind why that block was mined was to prevent the 12-hour retargeting. If we have another set of 6 blocks of retargeting, what would happen is the Bitcoin Cash difficulty would go to about 26% of what it is now, making it about 14, 15 times easier than Bitcoin. And at that point, with the current Bitcoin Cash price, what would happen is that it would be rational for a miner to mine on that chain. So we have this weird cat and mouse game where you do need to mine 6 blocks every 12 hours to prevent the retargeting. And perhaps this miner was getting nervous and decided to push some hash power onto the Bitcoin Cash chain so that it doesn't retarget. It's this really weird game theory thing where it's sometimes if you want Bitcoin Cash to not have as much hash power, you actually need to go and mine some blocks once in a while. And obviously that makes it very, very strange. But yeah, other things, we obviously have segregated witness coming in about 4 days. I expected the hash rate on the Bitcoin chain to drop a little bit, but it looks like there was just so much equipment getting ready for August 1st, and it's basically been released to the network that everything is on schedule for something around August 8th. So yeah, I had predicted it would maybe go out to 10th or 11th, but August 8th looks like the date that SegWit will lock in. About 13, 14 days after that is when we would have actual SegWit transactions on the network. I have been getting tweets on my Twitter like, can you stop talking about Bitcoin Cash and start talking about real Bitcoin? So I did want to put that in there. So that's my update for the day.
All right, we'd just like to thank everyone for watching us. We have around 344 live viewers. If everyone could give us a thumbs up and a share, that would really help more people watch the show. We're also joined by Tone Vase with a check of the markets. How's it going, Tone?
Oh, it's going very good. Woke up this morning, saw the actual Bitcoin's price up an extra $100, where it's looking great. Jimmy, that was a good comment, and I'll probably comment on it right after I do my price. But it is a weird dynamic because you have a miner that thinks that he's benefiting Bitcoin by making sure there is no lower difficulty adjustment on Bcash. Meanwhile, there is like people pounding on the door to sell their Bcash, and they want these blocks being mined faster so they can get into Bittrex. So I'm not sure if that miner is actually doing Bitcoin a favor, because there's like this mass selling that wants to come in. It's really, really funny to be anyway. But yeah, so let's glance at the markets here. I'm assuming I'm on the big screen. So the monthly chart of Bitcoin is back above the buying level that we crossed on Monday. So 28.25 was my indication that Bitcoin's technicals are sending it on a long signal. Hopefully it'll be another stretch similar to the one we had from 1200 all the way up to the high. So I'm hoping to see that again. On the daily chart, oh, we just crossed. So when I looked at this 10 minutes ago, this was actually still a red one, telling you to be cautious. So there's two things going on here. So today's candle on the daily chart, I've talked about how the previous 3 days, the daily chart went into neutral mode, but never actually signaled to short. So today, it's a weird dynamic. The moment we went above yesterday's high, so the moment we started trading above 27.90, this was on a potential long trade, but we need to make sure that the day closes above, what do we got here, 28.54. So it's a buy trade above 27.90, but only if the day closes above 28.54, and the day will close in about 9 hours from now. So let's see where we are. If this is the price by end of day that we're at right now or higher, then there is a new bull trade on the table. And here's the best part. If we close at this price, that we are at right now, I see 28.69 on Bitfinex. So adjust for your exchanges accordingly. An end of day close right here will be the highest all-time close for Bitcoin. Highest all-time close. That is significant, okay? And same thing on the weekly, right? Though on the weekly, we're not there yet. On the weekly, on Bitstamp, we're not there yet. So we would need to close above 29.54 on Bitstamp to have an all-time high close. These are significant numbers. I am very bullish Bitcoin. And just a quick check. Oh, I see Bitcoin Cash just popped to the upside. I didn't expect that coming. And look, I didn't even see this. Can this mean that a lot of people are now using my indicator? I mean, it didn't work over here, but that's kind of, I haven't looked at this chart. This happens to be a 30-minute Kraken chart. I don't know what just caused this pop in Bitcoin Cash, but I find it kind of ironic that I had a 9 signal with a green up arrow on the previous half hour, and these were reversal candles. But again, I'm not sure how accurate this indicator is on something so illiquid and something so volatile. It's just interesting to see how, boom, we pop right after. I didn't even see that till just now because the half an hour turned as we were starting the show. Here's the 15-minute candles on Bitfinex, also on BCH, and I see no such pop here, which is, again, interesting. There was a reversal right here off the 13. We had a little bit of an upside, and now we're counting down, looking for a 9. Jumping over to, this is my most interesting part. The VIA BTC hash rate has now dropped below 50. Wow. They were at 215 a few days ago. They were hovering around 70. So the VIA BTC pool is clearly pulling out of mining Bitcoin Cash. So I think that is incredibly interesting to keep an eye on. I also thought this part was hilarious, as Thomas showed the indication. Checking the coin market cap real quick, it is now in 4th place, and we'll see where that goes. checking on the price. So people finally started to trade at Bittrex. So this is here's the interesting part on Bittrex, and it's kind of fair and unfair at the same time. So Bittrex announced just yesterday that they were gonna start allowing people to deposit trade their deposited BCH with 20 confirmations. So here's what happened. A lot of people were waiting for this announcement, and the moment Bittrex announced it, they started sending their Bcash into Bittrex and now have to wait for 20 confirmations. But people that send in their Bcash like the day before into Bittrex, before them announcing it, were already in the queue for selling before they announced it. So the moment Bittrex announced, okay, at 20 confirmations you can sell, there were people already halfway into the queue because they sent it over there ahead of time. Probably were just waiting for those confirmations. So people have already started selling over there. And this is what I wanted to ask people this morning. I sent out a tweet saying, hey, so has the selling on Bittrex already started? And there was lots of people answering me saying they were selling on Bittrex as of like middle of the night tonight because they hit their 20 blocks. They were in the queue way beforehand. And here's an awesome chart. Thank you, Altcoin Man. You tweeted it out first. I took your picture and I retweeted it, giving you credit. He pointed out at all of the selling on Bittrex that has already been taking place with every block. Every time a block is mined, there's this immediate selling because the Bcash is already sitting there and just waiting to be sold. And when there's a long time between blocks, the price gets to recover a bit because all the selling is exhausted. I think that's all of my general commentary. The Nova exchange, I'm not sure they're accepting deposits yet, but it's already almost in line. It's still way higher than the others. I'm not sure what Poloniex is doing. And HitBTC, of course, they were the first to start allowing you to trade. And not sure where their price is at the moment, but it's still hanging in there. I mean, look, I give them credit. I give them credit. I mean, Bcash is still generally. Maybe I spoke too soon. What's that 13? Oh, that's the volume. Yep, there it is. We're probably not at all-time lows yet, but now let me see here. Maybe I have to go to a 1 hour chart. So let's see what's going on here. Well, we just had the lowest close. That's the lowest. Well, you know, this early period maybe shouldn't count. So maybe it's not the lowest close, but yeah, we're getting down there. We're getting down there. The selling pressure is starting to come in, and yeah. So here's the hourly chart on Bittrex, and here's the red line where we are right now. Oh wow, yes, it's been trading for quite a bit. Yeah, so we're flirting with the all-time hourly low close trade. So we're already slightly lower than that. Just one to go. So the all-time low hourly close was 0.0559. 0.059. The moment we close below 0.059, that's the new all-time hourly low close, and that's not a bullish signal, guys. All-time lows are not a bull signal, just like all-time highs are not a bear signal. Just look at the stock market. All right, on that note, I think I'm finally done.
All right, maybe quick question on the price of Bitcoin. Usually we see lower volume on the weekends. Do you think the lower volume could affect the breakout? Could people be waiting for SegWit activation on Tuesday to really drive the price up?
No. I think the whole SegWit thing, I mean, I'm a little nervous that people are now taking SegWit completely for granted and like no one really cares about it anymore right now. So if a bunch of miners like started to do something malicious, that would scare me because we'd be unprepared. I mean, SegWit is now fully priced in. Look, SegWit got fully priced into the price right here. You see this giant like one candle right here? This was SegWit. This was the Bitcoin community saying we have SegWit. I fully expected, as I drew in my daily chart, I expected a duplicate of this giant day right there on just a follow-up on SegWit guarantee. What prevented this up move to another $650 up move in probably a day or two, what prevented it is this hard fork and this uncertainty. As the Bcash hard fork becomes less and less irrelevant, the $650 move that I fully expected to happen a week ago will come back into the market. Like all this buying because of SegWit has not yet left, and it would have been the SegWit activation is already being taken for granted. That part is fully priced in. What isn't priced in yet is the death of Bcash. The moment the death of Bcash starts to get priced into the market, I'm fully expecting a $500 to $1,000 pop in Bcash, and the weekends right now don't matter. If you're involved in Bitcoin
Bcash
right now,
or Bitcoin $500 pop. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Bitcoin $500 pop. I've been talking about Bcash too much. I finally caught up on sleep though, so that's not an excuse. But weekends right now don't matter. If you're involved in the Bitcoin space, you don't have a weekend. This is like this past weekend and this weekend, they were completely irrelevant to any business. Even if Bitcoin is your little side business, there was no such thing as a weekend. Unless you're interacting with the banking sector. If you're interacting with the banking sector, then you have no choice. But yeah, so I don't see this weekend being a break. So this is kind of how I see it. The death of Bcash should pop Bitcoin the 500 to 1,000. I'm actually expecting even a bigger pop now because there was extra. You know, over this past week there was extra I guess interest in Bitcoin. And right now, those people may still be unsure what's going on. But as they continue to watch, the World Crypto Network for starters and many other channels, they would have a much better idea on the situation.
All right. Thanks so much, Tone, for that report. We'd also like to thank everyone for watching. We have around 700 live viewers. If everyone could give us a thumbs up and a share. And if it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe down below. We do videos like this pretty much all the time. We've got another one coming up at 1 o'clock today, Pacific time. We'll be doing the Bitcoin group. It's kind of a weekly roundup of all the stories that we cover in cryptocurrency. It's pretty fun. We've been doing it for a while. We'll be back here tomorrow morning with the news because, as Tone said, we don't rest on weekends either. If the market doesn't close, we're not going to close either. But we'd just like to thank everybody for watching. We've had a lot of great donations lately. Thank you for supporting my Patreon campaign at patreon.com/madbitcoins. We had 61 patrons this week, short of our goal of 100. But special insider Mad Bitcoins news. I did a new video yesterday, and it's going to be released Patreon only at 9 a.m. So you still have a chance to join the Patreon for as little as $2 a month, and you can get access to Mad Bitcoins videos before they go out on the rest of the network. And finally, just if you'd like to send us a little bit of Bitcoin, go ahead and pause the screen here and fire up your wallets. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll be back later today. Bye-bye.